Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, and I'm coming back at you. Today we got kind of a special video. Well, I'm not going to say it's a special video. I say that too much. Special video. They're all special. They're all special. But I did an interview with an author that just released a Star Wars action figure book all about the Kenner line from 1978 to 1985. He even has it on the front of the cover of the book. And you know he knows what he's talking about when he says 1978, because a lot of people out there say 1977 when there were no Kenner Star Wars figures in 1977. It started in 1978. It's a book all about the original Star Wars line. Like I said, 1978 to 1985. It doesn't dig into the droids or the Ewok cartoons or the 12-inch line. This is just the action figure 3.75 line. Now, there's been a lot of great books out there. We go back to the early 90s with Steven Sansweet, from concept to screen to collectible. That is a great book. If you really want to dig into a book about the history of Kenner, check that one out. That really started a fire to a lot of people in the early 90s into collecting this stuff. And there's been a lot of good books out there, and it seems like every few years there's a book that comes out. There's some about all the variants, some about the foreign market. But I always love to have these books that, you know, you can open them up and see the nice glossy photos of them. And in this book, he took pictures of the front of the figures and the back of the figures. And they're pictures from his own collection. You know, he just didn't pull them off Google and try to make them into a book. So that's really good. He's got the card art and everything. Now, I'll be honest, I don't have the book myself, but this isn't a paid advertisement or anything. I saw the book online, people talking about it, and I reached out to him to kind of just wanted to talk with him about the book, about collecting and everything. And I thought you guys would enjoy it. So here's the interview. Got a new Star Wars book to talk about, and I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. My name is Jean-François Rollon. I'm from France. And I decided to create a Kenner toy line book a few years ago. And I'm happy to talk about it with you today.
Is this Kenner, or is it just UK stuff, or is it a little mixture of both?
It's actually just about Kenner stuff, because the main idea behind was to recreate the 1978 and 1985, the original line from Kenner, because over here in France, for example, many toys were never released. And like if I take, for example, during the Empire Strikes Back time, 1980 through 1983, we only have one the display. It was the Imperial Attack Base, no Dagobah playset, no turret and pro box. So it was like the idea also to display to the French audience, see what they had and what we didn't have. And we were seeing on catalog and we were dreaming about it. And we never had it.
Okay, so as a kid, you saw them in the catalog and you just couldn't get them. Oh, that would have drove me crazy.
It was. I mean, it was also a bit of pity for all the retail store around that, to see the kids coming to, hey, can we have it? And sorry, son, we can order that. So that was the basic idea. Then I realized also from Facebook and stuff like that, people in America or in England said, we were interested about the Kenner book as well. So, okay. So I decided also to write it in English. And even if I started first to write in French, but now you have it available in both languages, one English version and one French version.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And I guess y'all got the smaller Death Star over there?
Yeah, we had this Palitoy Death Star, as we call it, the cardboard half dome. That's the one we had as a kid. And the original Kenner Death Star was only remaining in North America and in Canada and in the States, I believe. So back there in France, we had the Palitoy version. It was quite a lot of fun as well. And until I found the existence of the US version.
I get in a lot of debates with people which one's better, but I guess it's the one you grew up on, you're going to like the best.
I think that it's the one you grew up with, you liked also. But I remember when I started collecting, when I was a grown up, as I say, between 1920, when I started work, basically, I really wanted to have the Kenner version for my collection. It was kind of a goal to have it, actually.
Okay. And two questions, kind of the same question, but formed a little different. First off, somebody new to collecting or somebody just grew up on the toys, they're not really big into collecting. What's in this for them that they'll get out of this?
Well, they will definitely see the entire Kenner toy line as seen in the original trilogy. So you will see the figures with the original packaging and without the packaging, because the idea was to create some kind of blueprint layout when you see the figures with the package and the size, and also next to it, a front face of the figures and the side of the figure with the actual measurement. And also I draw the weapon and give the size of the weapon as a detail. That way you can see exactly what will sell. And I did the same with the spaceships and the playsets. You can see them, and I also add a QR code connecting to my channel. That way you read the book, you take your phone, your mobile phone, or cell phone, I should say, and then you just scan and you go back to my channel and you see the actual toys in movement. That's the entire activity I wanted to create between the book and the channel.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Okay, that's interesting. And what about the guy that collects everything? He has 5 books already. Is there anything that's like, okay, I'm going to get that book that's a little different than some he may have?
Well, for the guys who already know about Star Wars collectible, and he will find nice picture and also the way it is displayed year by year. Of course, for somebody collecting for 30 years ago, he will know already the information I get through. But I was happy to have James Rangan an interview, for example, inside the book, which was something quite impossible for me to expect from France. But this is the magic side of the social network, because I contact him through Facebook and he answered me positively. So I was so amazed a guy like that just answered me from the other side of the world. It was so amazing. Right. And also when Gus Lopez and Duncan Jenkins accept to do a forward in my book and just said, yes, we'll go for it. So wow, those guys do it for me. It was amazing.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I do a lot of history videos on Kenner, so I'll reach out to Gus Lopez, and I'm not friends with him or nothing, but I'll send him a message on Facebook. We're friendly, and he'll always take time to try to answer my question. I'm like, you don't have to do that. So I'm always surprised. He's really there, eager to help. So this is all color photos, right?
Yeah. I did like something like 3,000 to 4,000 pictures, but then I don't put all the 4,000 pictures inside the book. But it took me 9 weekends, but 10, 12 hours each day for making pretty good picture. I have a friend of mine, he quite good in photography, so he helped me to give me the good advice, how to do the lighting and everything. And I really wanted to have the Kenner spirit picture in the book. And then I recreate some shots like he was done by Kenner, and this is the main idea. Have very high quality picture for every item.
Do you go across any of the variants?
A few of them. I didn't want it to go through like John Killerman did, because it was like a hell of a job, and I didn't have all the cards.
It's a whole book itself, I'm sure.
It is actually, and the main idea was to get the original packaging, like for the first Luke Skywalker, showing the first one. But for the Empire Strike Back, like you have for Luke and Leia Bespin gear, there's 2 different pictures on the packaging. So I wanted to show that one because it showed differences,
Right.
Not like having the original Luke in Empire or Jedi packaging. I thought it was already done and it was a bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, just the back of the card, you're looking at pages and pages just of all the different backs of the cards. That's not getting into all the hair colors and all the variations of color. So people in the US can get this book?
Yeah, I created a website a few months ago, and you can order it straight to my website.
Oh, that's good. Like, okay. Is it PDF also, or just selling the hardback?
Only hardback.
Okay, that's the way to go. I mean, you can pull the pictures up online, but if you want to see a book like this, you want to hold and flip through the pages, I think. And, it's good for reference. So you go over the figures, the play sets, everything that's in the small 3.75 scale. You don't touch on the 12-inch. Or do you do mini rigs?
No, I don't. I just wanted to focus on the toys we've seen in the original trilogy.
Okay. And you covered everything from Star Wars, I guess, and Power of the Force.
Yeah.
And just Star Wars. No Ewoks, no droids.
No Ewoks. No. To me, it's another subject. It's something else, probably another book. But for now, I try to take care of this one and organizing the sales to make sure everybody got it now. Because originally it's supposed to be printed in October, and it was printing in March this year. So it was a lot of trouble issue with the lack of paper flow and the raw materials. It was pretty difficult during the pandemic for the company, like the printing company, to really been on schedule, but hopefully now everything is set and you can order it through my website, chronicvintage.com.
So it just show the back of the figures, or are you just showing the front of the figures and the pages?
Front and back. Yeah.
Front and back. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
that way you can see. I start the chapter to show the not every kind of card back, but the main one for the reader to understand. They will like 3 different per year or almost, and also do the Sears exclusive, because it's also part of the history of Kenner. Like at Christmas time, you can almost have 3 or 4 figures from the next release the year after. So it was also interesting to talk about this agreement between Kenner and the retail stores.
Are these pictures from your own collection?
Yes, everything I show in the book, it's part of my collection.
Okay.
That's right. I really wanted. This is why I wanted to make, before making that book, I really wanted to collect everything. Well, it took me like 35 years or something like that, because I really started to collect item and packaging back in 1989, 1990. This is how I start to make connect. At the time, I have to write by hand letters and to send it to the States. I started by writing to Cincinnati first, and I received a letter back which said, sorry, we don't have anything left. Try in the UK, maybe they have some. So I wrote to, at the time it was Tonka, was talking over Palitoy. And Tonka said, no, we don't have. Please try to write in America. Maybe they have some stuff for you. So it was a bit crazy at the time. But I remember very well I bought a Death Star, a Star Destroyer model kit in a model shop. And there were a flyer to get subscription through the Lucasfilm magazine. It was in Colorado at the time. And I get the subscription. And then I started to read the small announcement at the end of the magazine, and I found a guy, which has become a good friend of mine now, Steve Denny in Kentucky. He creates this kind of sale we call SOS Star Wars at the time, and it was amazing because he had so much good stuff. And I got my Revenge of the Jedi proof card from him, for example. And many very good quality toys from him. So thank you again, Steve, if you look at the show. Thank you again, because if my collection is so good, it's thanks to him.
Yeah. Well, it's like you. I started collecting them again in the 90s, but I got only loose. But now I wish I got the package stuff, because back then I said, I'm not paying $30, but now they're cheap when you look back at how much they were going for in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I can afford them packaged now.
It actually was always expensive, because I remember in Paris, there was some toy shop that started to sell that. At the time, we had the habit to get it for $1.50 or something like that. And they start to sell it for $15. So it was, what? It's 10 times more the price. And we're back in 1990, so for us, it was already crazy money, But now when you look at today, okay. It's another story.
So you have a complete line of everything then? You have all the ships, all the figures?
Yeah, I do. I do that. What was interesting also for me to collect is the variation picture for the Millennium Falcon, because in the States you had 3 type of picture.
That's right.
And over here in Europe, we had 2. We had the early one and with the kid, and the second one from the Bespin picture, the Bespin scene, and this one was also over here in Europe, was shown as the Return of the Jedi packaging. Yeah.
So you have them all on card too, or just loose?
Both.
Man, I'm jealous. I completed my loose set probably early 2000s, but I still got like 4 figures I can't find a weapon for. Just because those little Ewok weapons cost so much, man. It's hard.
It is actually.
It's hard to spend the money on a little spear or something that's about this big here.
It's crazy. You got the repro story as well and that kind of thing. I mean, today it's harder to collect for sure. I feel very lucky. I bought those stuff during the 90s, and I stopped collecting in early 2000, 2005, something like that. And when I start to think about the book, it was like 2012. It was the reason why was when I heard about Disney took over Lucasfilm. You ring my bell in my mind, say, oh, maybe it's about the time to start to do something about that. And I went back to my boxes, realized I was like 90% about what I wanted to show in the book. And I said, okay, let's go back to eBay and stuff like that. And collecting it was quite expensive already, but not as much as it is today.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. So, is this the only book, Star Wars related book you've done, or have you done any other books that's maybe not Star Wars related?
Not yet.
Oh, so this is a new adventure for you, huh?
It
This is
is
a whole new
completely
thing.
new. I really enjoyed doing that, and also thanks again to those guys in last August to participate to the Kickstarter to be part of the budget for printing the book. That was also amazing to me to see so many people following me, and there was like 350 people that will say yes and spend some money without knowing me actually. So seeing the project and they like it, so it was for me absolutely unbelievable to see that, and I felt responsible them to make it the book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I came to know you because people would just tell me, ask me if I've seen it, ask me if I looked at it. So it's got a good word of mouth, and which honestly is hard to get a good word because there's so many books out there. I mean, there's not a lot, but there's every few years there's one that comes out with almost all the pictures. So when you can get people buzzing and talking about something that's been out there, because I mean, these are what almost 40-year-old toys. So to put pictures in there we ain't never seen is kind of hard, but we've done good at getting word out and buzz around to. A lot of people want to check out the book, so that's really good. Okay, how much does the book cost?
It's about $45, but then you have to spend another $45 to the shipping from Europe. That's the problem. That's the issue. That's the thing, because the tax-free it's $45, something like that.
But just to let people know, I mean, this is a thick book. They're not getting a 20-page.
Yeah, it's 240 page.
Yeah, they're huge, thick book, good quality paper and everything.
Yeah,
it looks, from what I've seen of it, it looks real shiny. It looks like really good photos and everything. You got it right there.
I don't know if you can see it.
The green screen's meshing you up.
Man.
I can see right through it.
Okay.
Is that hardback or kind of
hardback? Yes,
hardback.
I wanted something high luxury for that kind of price. This is why it cost that price. Actually, it was quite expensive to manufacture, and also to do all the layout, all the design, and all this part of. It's also expensive to do, but I really wanted for that price to offer a good quality book.
Yeah. But someone over there in France, they can get it also, right? I mean, they can probably get it without that crazy shipping cost. So.
That's the issue. That's the issue. Definitely. Yeah.
They get you. You think you got another book in you?
Well, I have some ideas. Yeah. Well, maybe about Palitoy next, and that will be a good thing to do the same for Palitoy, because it's also very interesting. As Palitoy was actually manufacturing toys over here in Europe, most of the playsets, I mean, 100% of the playsets and vehicles, they were manufactured in Palitoy, also in France and in Spain, actually. Because at the time, the figures were coming from Asia, and the Millennium Falcon 8080, they were actually manufactured in Europe for the European market.
Yeah, that would. I mean, I still get a lot of questions because there's a lot of things that y'all got over there that was a little different than the U.S. one. I think the Land Speeder didn't have the hood that opens up, if I remember right. Of course, the Death Star. I think the Cantina was a little bit different. Yeah,
the UK Cantina, because you have to imagine that the market was organizing by country over Europe. So you have the French market, you have the UK market, and at the time, the Palitoy decided to do the Land of the Jawas, the Droid Factory, and the Creature Cantina in a different way, because the market is 10 times smaller. So in terms of plastic injection, that's cost quite a lot of money. So they figure out to use some other technology, a cheaper one, to get a cheap market. In a way, we can't spend like 10. A UK family cannot spend like $15 on such a toy. You have to be like 8 or maximum 10. So they figure out to recreate the plastic base, which is completely different. The layout, the graphic layout, the cardboard is actually the very same print, but all these background basically are the same, but the plastic part is thermoform system, which is cheaper, and you can easily produce whatever you want. And this is why they are different. And the Death Star, of course, which is the complete, just the name is the same, but the toy itself is completely different. It's pure cardboard printed.
Right. Yeah, I got a lot of people ask me why it was different. And I said it all comes down to money. That's what it always comes down to. That's is there anything else you think you need to say about the book that you haven't said yet?
Well, I think it's all about it. Now you can, if you wish to buy, you're welcome to buy one. And I hope you enjoy. For now, I have I feel blessed because I have many feedbacks. People are very happy about it. They enjoy the picture and the story about Kinner, because I also add the story about Bernard Loomis. And I have a friend of mine who sketched, because I have no picture of Bernard Loomis myself, and I could not contact anybody because he's dead. He died in 2006, and I didn't in touch with any relatives or something. So I asked somebody to draw the actual Bernard Loomis. He did a fantastic sketch. His name is Jeremy Shantinke, is living in New York State, and he helped me also to get a good translation in the book. Would have been good printing with his wife, and they did a fantastic job. And yeah, having a bit of a Kenner history, and it's connected with Star Wars and Jim Sheringan inside the book was for me a real bless.
Yes, and speaking of that drawing of Bernard Loomis, I'll throw a picture up here because you sent it to me, but it looked like him. It was a really good sketch of him, because I knew who it was by even reading the file name. I thought, okay, I know who that is. So, okay, well, I won't keep you. I know you gotta get in and start working on book number 2. So
yeah, I gotta go back to write.
But I want to thank you for talking with me, and I'll tell people how to contact you and go to your website to get the book.
It was a great pleasure to be invited.
That was a little fun interview, I think, right there. And if you're really new to collecting vintage Star Wars toys, or just new to being a fan of them, you don't even have to collect them. You get to this book, you can flip through and look at your childhood right there on each page. So it's really, really, really fun. Now, in the description of this video, I'm going to link to his website. There you probably can buy the book also, but I'm also going to link to Big Bad Toys. They have it up on their website also, where you can order it from them. So I'm going to put it up there also. Again, it looks like a great book. I'm just the type of guy I like to have. I know you can Google a lot of this stuff. I just like having a good, nice book I can pull out. A lot of times when I'm doing these videos, I want to talk about something. I'm like, what does Prune Face come with again? Grab a book, look through it. And this is a good, solid book. That's one thing I like about this. I got a Steven Sansweet book that has a lot of photos. And be honest with you, when you open it up too many times, the pages start falling out. But I don't think you're gonna have a problem with the problem. But I don't think you're gonna have that problem with this book. So check this out. Like I said, really great photos. So check out the book. And again, it's not a paid endorsement. He didn't pay me to do this video. I didn't get a free book for it or anything. I just saw this book online, people talking about it, and I reached out. I figured you guys would like to hear about this book. So check it out. Links in the description below. And as always, if I want to know about my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.